we just finished.
Where is Clara? I know she's leaving, but she's not supposed to leave this season. She's supposed to leave next season.
Okay.
Oh my god.
She's coming back.
Oh my god. No. Hi.
Hello, Bluers. I'm here with My, also known as Maya. We are going to just discuss Doctor Who, review the latest episode. What's the episode called?
I don't even remember, to tell you the truth.
Let's just talk about that episode that we just watched.
It was emotional. I almost died, guys.
It was terrible. It felt like 5 minutes long.
Clara died. I didn't care that much about Missy. I mean, she's a good villain. I like her as a villain. She's definitely the new
so
upcoming.
entertaining to watch.
She is. Clara had me like, I was just.
I'm gonna kill Clara.
But I mean, what if they fake it and say no? This is her last season.
That's what they're gonna do. But she was at Comic-Con. Like, I doubt Peter Capaldi, Jenna Coleman, and then Missy, the villain.
I know. She's one of my favorite companions. I like Love River, hands down. She's my favorite. But Clara is like my second favorite.
Amy Pond is my queen. And I'm still bitter. Like,
she had a great ending. I'm sorry.
I thought you were gonna say I was holding a grudge.
You are holding a grudge.
I'm kind of over it. But
like, you liked her last season. You definitely fell into Clara a lot more.
I hated her with Matt. I hated her with the 11th Doctor. But I'm warming up to her. I really loved her. And episodes like Listen, which was the best episode.
The best episode of season 8.
Good.
Like, it was the best. Like, that actually had me fall into the 12th Doctor because I was very iffy on the edge.
So emotional.
But it was so good.
And I think it showed who he was inside, because even though he was very dislikable, when he was a little kid and he was sobbing because he was scared.
That's his other mechanism. That's how he kind of pushed people away.
I noticed last season versus season 5 and season 6, 11 and Amy had this childlike enthusiasm, where it was they just wanted to stay young and never grow up, and that's why both of them were so silly.
Yeah.
And then 12 is completely the opposite. He wants to be the authority figure in every situation, and Clara is a teacher, so her job is to, be the grown-up. Which is so not the 11th Doctor.
Yeah, that is really true. We only did get Clara the last 3 episodes of, was it 3 or 5 episodes of 11? So we didn't really get a full taste of her, but she was very funsical, I wouldn't say, funsical.
Funsical? You mean playful? Or silly?
Whimsy. She's
whimsical.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was very
funsical. So funsical.
She was funsical. She was all over the place, but you didn't really get to see her as a her outside besides being with the Doctor. And this season 8, you really saw the all around. And you saw her with Danny. Oh my God! Don't even get me started on Danny. But you saw her with Danny.
I first watched that episode today when you realize he's, spoilers, a Cyberman.
Yeah.
And she was filming my reaction.
It's all over my Snapchat.
It was so upsetting because Danny is such a pure human being. He's kind of the opposite of the Doctor in that way.
I think the war really shaped him. Mm-hmm. Because he went to the war. He's very level-headed, but you can see in the way he acts around the rest of the world and after the war how it shaped his whole entire life.
He's just such a good person, genuinely good.
Yeah.
And it's interesting because the whole show perceives soldiers as being very aggressive and violent, but he's such a gentle man.
The war traumatized him. He killed a little kid. And the way that you saw it, the whole entire 2 episodes where he was in the vaulting that was storing all the data of the dying people. When he was in there and he got the first glimpse of the boy he killed, it tore him apart, and it still brought him bad memories. And that's one of the reasons why he left the war.
He allowed the little kid to live while he stayed dead, which was terrible. I did not want to happen. It's no, don't do it. But it just shows how much of a good person he was.
Yeah.
Danny was too good for this world. Danny Pink was too good.
He was.
Which is why he had to die.
No.
I didn't want him to, but...
Yeah.
And no offense, but I don't know. I love Clara, but she also doesn't have the best morals because of how she was with the doctor.
Yeah, I think that really shaped her morals. And even still, like, she said that was the one man she wouldn't lie to. Like, you told Danny that.
Yeah, her boyfriend. Imagine how hurt he was, and especially because she lied to him so much.
Exactly. He just kept forgiving. That was the kind of guy he was.
Yeah. The lying was out of control on this past season.
Yeah.
They don't have the healthiest of relationships, the doctor and Clara. But the doctor and Clara are supposed to, you know, have fun together, and they're just...
Well, I mean,
all the doctor did was... I mean, it seems like especially this past season, they got into a lot more, like, every episode, everything was dangerous.
Yeah.
Whereas I feel like 11 wouldn't walk into every single danger like that. Like, he would enjoy
That's
it,
true.
but I feel like this one is a lot more reckless.
See, the only thing about that is where...
And egotistical, too.
He is. But the thing about that is that you have to realize he's 1,000 years old. Mm-hmm. And the perfect example of it is when... If you remember in the first episode with the lizard, she's like, well, you're the person he chose to take that skin off. He's not as young as he is. He plays like a young person, but he's not. So, the fact that he shed his skin around her and, like, really showed his real age, like, that's a huge thing.
Him growing up.
Exactly.
This was basically, like, with this regeneration, he grew up. But, unfortunately, like...
He grew up a lot.
He grew up too fast.
Yeah. With her relationship with 11, it was very balanced dynamic.
Yeah,
just
and then
slightly.
she had to get a lot more bossy, like it seems with the next regeneration.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then she had to work with him growing and not remembering. So he just drifted back was kind of a butt face.
I hated him at first because I was like, this guy is super unlikable. Like, how am I gonna watch Doctor Who with him? But he's so gentle inside, and the way he cares for Clara.
Exactly.
Like, if he didn't care, then he wouldn't be such a jerk to her.
Exactly.
To be honest.
They're really best friends. And that's the one thing I really like. Out of all the companions I've met, they've probably been the most best friends besides Rose. And that was a good...
Well, no, they were so cute together. Are you kidding me? They were the best of friends. Wait, remember she was like, you're my friend. My best friend. And then they smiled.
Can I just get this straight off the back that if Amy by herself as a companion, she's not a full companion. Her and Roy make the companions together.
That is so wrong. I disagree so much, girl. Okay,
no,
Amy
they make the
was
companions
introduced
together.
by herself. She spent the majority of Series 5 taking control of situations, saving the Doctor by herself, and yet she is lumped with Rory, like the majority of, you know, when people look back on together.
You want to know why they're lumped together? Alex.
She's saying they're the perfect pair.
They are. Because when anybody thinks of them together, that whole entire thing was, season 5 was good, but like, she was missing something. She definitely was missing something. And when they brought Roy into the mix, I was just like, that's what it is. He balances it out. The trio was done. It was perfect.
I understand the dynamic of the three of them with Series 6. I'll agree with you there. It's very cute, all three of them together. Over and out, Bluers!
And you were leaning over the front, and you're like, this is how I do my makeup. Might as well be sleeping.
Amazing. I'm so good at this.